Hey guys, what's going on? My name is John Bautista, and you are listening to the Marriage Savvy Podcast. In the last few episodes, Amanda Richardson and I have been covering some tools that are found in Phase 1 of the Marriage Rescue Program at the Marriage Place. Altogether, Kim created 20 tools to help people quickly begin to reverse the damage their anxious responses have often created. And in this episode, we're going to be covering the last 5 tools that are found in Phase 1 of the Marriage Rescue Program, coming up on today's show. The Marriage Savvy Podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be used to diagnose, treat, or act as medical advice. Always seek the advice of your primary care physician, mental health professional, or qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition and/or mental illness. All right, guys, let's give it up for Amanda. Yeah. We are at the final episode in this coaching series over Marriage Rescue, the book that Kim Bowen wrote, our founder and CEO, as she was going through her own ups and downs in her own marriage. So the content that we've been giving is highly relatable because it's human experience and human insight. So that's something that I've really appreciated. Amanda, welcome back.
Thank you, John. Good to be
Yeah.
back.
I'm excited that we're at the final stage of this phase. So talk about it. Let's go and jump right into tool number 16, expect to blow it.
Yes, that doesn't sound encouraging, does it?
It really doesn't. I
No.
mean, I've already blown it. Amanda. What do
And
I
you're
do if I've already
going
blown it?
to. Yeah. So it's just the truth is we're going to set ourselves up for success by preparing to fail. That is how we learn. It's going to happen. We're not going to get it perfect and get it right. And if we are really in that mindset of getting it perfect and getting it right, it's going to be very anxiety driven, reactive. Our partner's going to feel that. So maybe try to lighten up a little bit and have some grace for
Yeah.
yourself and expect, I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to say a thing. I'm going to drop the ball. I'm going to whatever. I'm going to be annoying. And it's an opportunity. I always tell my clients it's an OOPS, OPS, an opportunity to practice our skills.
Oh,
Yeah,
opportunity to
it's an
practice our skill. Oops.
opportunity. Oopsies.
That's
So
good.
it's also an opportunity to do some repair, which for all relationships, that's really how we grow and to feel seen. It maybe doesn't bring up initially all the positive feel goods because we feel like we've disappointed our spouse or we're maybe even pushing them away further. But when we lean in vulnerably and just go, I did that thing that I imagine annoyed you, and how did that feel for you, and hear them out and then actually change and don't do it again, you're
Mhm.
building back trust and connection, and they feel seen, they feel
Yeah.
heard, and they get to experience a difference in the relationship.
For the partner who wants a divorce and is still leaning in enough to do the work, um, I mean, what would you say to them? I would imagine they would need to also understand that their partner might blow it as well.
Right. Yeah. I would hope that if they are willing to still lean in a little bit, that they would have some grace because we're all human. We all mess up. They're messing up too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and get to number 17. What's number 17?
17 is get a life.
Get out of here. No, I was kidding.
Yeah. This is normal for all relationships. We tend to, especially in the beginning, kind of lose ourselves in the relationship, right? Initially, we were two individuals with separate interests and values and behaviors. And when we met, it was really interesting because we were learning about each other and all the things. And then as we came deeper into the relationship and more time together, we maybe became more alike. Maybe we had more similar values and behaviors and patterns and just less interesting. And so we encourage individuals that are really trying to save the marriage to also save their self and get some hobbies, get some interests, be interesting.
Hmm. You're asking people to focus on themselves in a sense. Is that right?
Yes.
And to ask yourself, what do you like to do? And what do you want to invest a little bit of time in?
Yeah. Who is John Bautista?
Yeah. And in doing that, what is that? So we know that that does something for the person who's actually getting the life, right?
Right.
They're involving themselves in a hobby. They're involving themselves in basketball. Let's go Mavs,
Yeah.
right?
Go Mavs.
Uh, um, they're involving themselves in going to musicals, right?
Mhm.
So we know that that's helping that partner, but how does that help the other partner who's kind of excluded at this point?
Well, for a couple of things, they may notice that, oh, my partner, one, is doing something that they're enjoying doing. They're not sitting here sulking at home because of this crisis in a relationship. They're not sitting here focused on me. They're actually taking care of themselves. That may be attractive. They may even appear more confident, more secure. That's attractive.
Oh, that's interesting. So we call this differentiation. It's this idea of I am me and comfortable with being me in front of someone else being them.
Yes.
Right? They get to build that up while they're building interests.
That's right. And really, ultimately, a healthy relationship is two healthy individuals. So it's
Mm,
would be helpful to kind of reflect and go, who am I? Have I lost myself in this relationship? How can I build back my sense of identity, my confidence, my interests?
that's so important because it's easy to get lost in the relationship,
It is.
and so much so that you lose some sense of self and your interests. You spend less time doing this because you want to spend more time with the partner.
Mhm.
So how do people like even juggle that? Like being able to invest in the relationship to where you're growing and you will like similar things. I mean, that's just kind of natural. Like we tend to become the people that we hang around with, and you're hanging around this one person more than others. I mean, how do you juggle that and also being your own individual in the relationship?
Yeah, it's tricky, and that's why so many people struggle in that area. It takes slowing down, getting out of autopilot, right? Going,
Yeah.
"Huh, I haven't put any investment or time into my own interests this week or this month. Let me schedule something. Let me go to that basketball game. Let me ask my spouse if he or she can keep the kids tonight so I can get out and do something." It's really showing some self-respect because you're taking care of yourself. It's
Yeah.
hard for a partner to respect you if you're not showing respect for yourself.
Whenever you do work on yourself and spend time with you, in some way, you're telling the other person that they're not the ones that you live and die by,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you're saying, two healthy people make up a relationship, what that does is that if you were to put that pressure of the other person completing you,
Mhm.
if you were to put that pressure of somebody else completing you, I mean, that puts too much pressure on the relationship because the relationship is not perfect.
Right. And a person
Right.
can't really complete us.
They can't really complete us. Exactly. No matter how many romantic comedies that you may want to indulge yourself, especially for people that want,
I think of the movie Jerry Maguire, right? Where she
oh,
says, "You complete
you,
me."
yeah, she says, you complete me. And like, what's interesting? I thought about this recently. This kind of, a little bit of tangent, but The Dark Knight,
Mhm.
so that's movie number two in the trilogy.
Okay.
Um, and the Joker is talking to Batman in the interrogation room, and he said, "What would I do without you?" And then he says, "You complete me." So I think that the Joker was referencing Jerry Maguire the movie.
That's funny.
Yeah, like we don't complete other people, and other people don't complete us. That's too much pressure. We're human. We're not designed for that.
No. And if it did work that way, man, we'd be bored, right? It's not,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be interesting to be married, spending a life with ourselves. We would want somebody else to learn and grow with.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to tool number 18. This one sounds important. Stand up for yourself.
Yes. 18, stand up for yourself. This is reminding me of Kim and John's story and how she shared, or they both shared, I think, in the past episodes, how he stood up for himself. But initially, like most people, when your spouse says, I'm unhappy or I want out, he was anxiety ridden. He was seemed a little bit desperate to Kim. And she said, ugh, I almost felt disgusted when he was more
Right.
begging and pleading, but
Hmm.
he reached a point because she was being disrespectful. She wasn't making eye contact. It was tense around their house. She even described herself as, reflecting back on it. I don't think she saw it at the time, but reflecting back, she said, I was being a brat. She
Mm,
was not being respectful to the relationship or to John. And he said, I've had it. I love you. I love our family. But if you can't show me just the common decency of greeting me when you walk by and speaking respectfully, then you might want to consider moving out. I'll help you move out. That
mm,
now he did risk, because she could have absolutely said, "Okay, I'm gone."
right.
But he had reached the point. That was kind of, he had reached the point where he realized that if she doesn't respect him, then this isn't a relationship that's going to work.
Yeah. And that would take a lot of acceptance. I think like accepting the fact that if this does not occur in the relationship, I know that she can't be in the relationship, but I can't either.
Yeah, this isn't
Eh,
working. It's not healthy.
Yeah, this is not helpful for me, like as a
Yeah,
person.
right.
It's so easy for us to want to do everything our partner asks of and us not voice our thoughts and opinions, especially in this tool.
Yeah, it is. So this would be a good time to work with a coach and really evaluate, do you feel like a doormat? Do you feel like you're getting walked all over? What boundaries can you have? What limits would be loving to you and to the relationship to set? Could make a big difference. In Kim and John's situation, it really turned things around for Kim. She all of a sudden said, yeah, she saw herself. I don't want to be a brat. I don't want to be disrespectful. And it made John more attractive to her.
Hmm.
Respect's attractive.
Yeah. Yeah. So self confidence, respecting yourself is attractive. I mean, yeah, John definitely stood up for himself, and that was a huge turning point from what they were telling us. As they were looking back on the story, that was a huge turning point. Kim wasn't enjoying the fact that John was acting desperate, and John was like, you know what, man? Like, honestly, if I were to stay in this relationship, I can't put up with this. This is
Yes.
this is not gonna work. And then Kim realized, oh man, I have some negative contribution to this relationship as well.
Yes, she was able, because of his leading, to take a step back and see herself and her part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how just one person can impact a relationship, by doing something differently.
Hmm,
Mhm.
that's good. Well, what's our next tool? We're almost at the end. Tool
Yes.
tool number 19. What is that?
Stay the course.
Man,
It's
that
not a
sounds
sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor for life.
Yeah.
If it means a lot to you, and it does, or you wouldn't be listening to this episode, then it's worth putting in the work on yourself, getting curious about your spouse and the relationship, but that's going to take time, and it's not always going to go well or how you want it to go or how you thought it would go.
Yeah. And we need that encouragement. Like we need that encouragement from our support group, and then we need that encouragement from people who are walking with us, like coaches or close friends. And um it's so easy to give up,
So
especially
easy
when
to
they've
give up.
oh yeah, especially when they thought about it for like months or maybe even years, and they're just so done. But this tool, especially when you're walking it with somebody, has shades of other tools like being patient with yourself, being willing to give grace over past mistakes. Like you're gonna blow it, expect to blow it,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes maybe it's the expectations that we set. Like maybe we shouldn't set the expectation that this should be as quick. Like you said, this is a marathon.
I love to encourage anybody to take the shoulds out. Don't should yourself, don't should your relationship. It's where it is. It got there over whatever amount of time, and it would be helpful to look at the behaviors that got you to where you were, especially your own, because that you can grow and change, and then determine what do you want to do differently and what kind of relationship would you like to grow.
Mm,
Do more of those behaviors.
yeah. And this kind of reminds me of attachment because a lot of people want to show up differently for their partners, but especially in a tense situation like this, they want to change now.
Mhm.
They don't want to be anxiously attached now. They don't want to be avoidant now.
Yeah, I think of a little baby that wants to walk now, and they're so frustrated because they just want to run, but they've
Yeah.
got to kind of crawl first and then fall down and make mistakes and bumps and
Yeah.
bruises, and it's scary. And it's kind of the same in relationships. We're like babies, just learning as we go.
Yeah. You ever seen those babies scoot like on their butts?
Yes. Sometimes we're scooting on our butts.
you know, I'm gonna be honest. I recently saw a baby scoot, and I kid you not, that baby was going at least 2 miles per hour. Like,
Yes.
like I mean, they were trucking. All right, they were trucking.
Yeah.
They were driving the bus. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, okay, well, that leads us to our final tool number 20. And this has just been such an amazing book to go through and to kind of go step by step an overview of this ebook of this book that Kim Bowen wrote. But what's our final tool?
So our final tool is kind of we've touched on it in other episodes, but it is very important, and a lot of people don't understand this concept of safety, and you and I have talked about it in previous episodes, but become a safe place for your spouse.
Mm,
So what does that mean, right?
yeah, yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean to be a safe place? It it's being present, it's being accepting, it's giving attention, it's
Mm,
allowing, right? We're free to be. It's trusting and building trust.
mm.
There's a lot of components that build safety.
Yeah, I mean that's really reminding me of the ability to be yourself wherever you're at in the presence of someone else, and that's someone else being willing to just say, "Hey, yeah, if that's what you're experiencing, that's real. That's real tough." That sounds like empathy too.
Yep, that absolutely. There's a tool that we go through sometimes in coaching, and it's Are You Ready? ARE, and it starts with awareness. You've got to go inside, be present, assess, what am I feeling, what am I thinking, and then R is regulate.
Mhm.
Regulate that I've got a lot of anger right now. Before I do or say anything, I need to manage that
Yeah,
first. You're laughing at my anger. And did you see my face turn red?
I did.
And ah! And then E is empathy, empathizing, being able to be present and go alongside with our partner without taking on their experience or their feelings, without judgment, without criticism, but just being with them in their disappointment, their fear, their sadness.
Yeah. By taking on, what do you mean by that? Like, are you talking about taking it personally?
It,
Like, if
yeah,
they're
that could
upset
be.
or sad, um, and they're wanting to show up this way, and you're trying to be regulated by not taking on, that could be not taking it personally. What else could it be? What could not taking on that be?
Yeah, to just be able to see them without judging them. So whatever they're feeling, anger, sadness, joy, excitement, and you're not taking it on like, "Oh, I'm so excited too." You're more curious, you're more with. Tell me more, John, about your excitement for the Mavs game. I'd love to hear more about that. I'm here. I'm with you.
Let me just tell you this: Cooper Flag. They got Cooper Flag, and even though I thought that was super weird that they got the number one pick, I'm just kidding.
I was with you. Tell me more.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Being a safe space is being accepting, being non-judgmental, being allowing, which I thought was really a really good word. Allowing them to be in their emotions because that's just what they're going through right now. Not taking it personally, but also, yeah, just letting them show up how they're showing up.
Think about what you would need from somebody to build that closeness and safety if you were having a hard feeling, right? You would
Yeah,
want them to probably show you compassion, curiosity, no judgment, be present. Presence
yeah.
is the key.
Is there anything else that you would say about these last five tools to encourage people as they're going through the first phase? Now, this is just phase one.
Mhm.
You have all this support and all these tools to navigate phase one, which is stop the bleeding, right?
Yeah.
Triaging, right? Um, but like, yeah, like what would you recommend for somebody to think about or consider within these last five tools?
I think just to summarize again, it is to become reflective, to become confident, to really have a sense of understanding of the relationship and your contribution in it. And lastly, I think it's important to consider when we talk about being a safe place for your spouse, if they are having an affair and you want to save the relationship no matter what, to really mastering being that safe person, or there's likely to not ever feel safe enough to come back to the relationship, to not believe or trust that you would be able to forgive them if you're not safe, if you are more critical or anxious or judgmental.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I just think that that's something to keep in mind about uh, for the chance that a leaning out spouse is to come back to the relationship. There does need to be that element of safety.
Yeah. I mean, we want to inhabit safe spaces.
Yes.
Like we want to feel like we belong, and especially for people who are like in a marriage, like they want to feel like they're like that's their home. I mean, that's part of the
Mhm.
reason why they, I don't want to say signed up for it, but
But yeah,
just
it's what they were drawn to in the first place was that connection, that safety.
yeah, a sense of like you feel like home, and I want to stay in this house forever.
I'm safe here.
Yeah. Amanda, thank you so much for going over these tools. I'm blown away by the amount of resources that this book has, and just so surprised at how deep these tools go. Like every tool has a lingering and resounding effect on people going in these types of situations. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And thank Kim Bowen because she created this tool and all the resources and trains our coaches. And she's amazing. And it really works. It has made such an impact on so many relationships.
I love it. Hey guys, if you're interested in this ebook and getting it for free, feel free to go to our website, www.themarriageplace.com. And for anyone that is curious about what it would look like to be matched up with the coach and go through the program yourself, there's going to be a link on our website, www.themarriageplace.com, that allows someone to select a free discovery call. So if you're curious about that, feel free to check that out. Guys, my name is John Bautista. It has been a pleasure to host you guys again today. You guys stay savvy out there. I will see you next time. Peace.